Hey everybody, welcome back to the Mushroom Island. I'm your host, Crunchy Frog, and today we're going to be doing the same thing I've been doing for the last couple of hours. Well, that's to put it mildly. We're placing moss blocks. We're working on the moss striped section of the Mushroom Island now. There, that stripe is done. Now we start a whole new stripe. Hope you guys are having an excellent Sunday. I was a little bit too sick to attend church this morning because I'm still coughing very loudly and wetly, and I don't want to be that guy in the back of the church making everybody else feel like they wish they had face masks on or hazmat suits. And I don't want to give my cold to anybody. So I just caught church on the live stream this morning. Ain't technology great? That's right, our little church, the little church in the Dell, our humble little church has a live stream. And if you guys ever want to catch a good church live stream, it's believersfellowship.org. That's where you can find it. But anyway, in worse news, we have the Iranian peace talks have fallen through. Not terribly surprising, though, honestly, because you kind of knew that the Iranians... Okay, guy, you're kind of in my way here. Move it. Go somewhere else. Thank you. Lovely. Mobs can't spawn on this island. It'd be nice if it was a little bit like the desert, you know, and that you couldn't get rain on this island. But alas, it rains everywhere all the time in Minecraft. Maybe I should make a desert base, so when I'm sick and tired, I can just go to my desert base. But one place where I won't make my desert base is in Iran, because Iran, they're not too bright. Those guys, they really should have cut some kind of a peace deal, because now things are just not going to be very good for them. And our president has decided to blockade the Hormuz Strait, which means that any countries that cut any backroom deals to pay tolls to Iran to get oil have paid all that money for nothing now, because they're not going to be able to get that oil. Evidently, we're going to be going into the Hormuz Strait, and our Navy is going to be taking out any mines that it finds and trying to make it safe for the rest of the world. And meanwhile, while we're doing this, the rest of the world will continue to crap all over us. But that's okay. You can only control what you do and who you are. You can't control other countries. Especially fickle, feckless European countries like France and Germany and Great Britain. And I honestly feel really sorry for the people of Great Britain, because their government is giving their country away to a whole bunch of Middle Eastern immigrants. And I know there's a lot of people in the UK who are not very happy about the situation. And I gotta tell you, if you're watching this and you're in the UK, my prayers are with you guys. I really, really hope that you guys can pull through this dark time and come out on the other side. Maybe with a decent leader, you know? But first of all, you guys have to get rid of that Starmer character, because the guy's an idiot. And not only is he an idiot, but he's a Marxist, and he doesn't care at all about the UK. All he cares about is the globalist agenda, and everybody knows this. I don't know, These globalists, they need to get the memo. The era of the globalist agenda is over. And it was over the day that the attempted assassination in Butler, Pennsylvania took place. Because as soon as the left guaranteed that Donald Trump would be the next president, the globalist agenda was over. Because Donald Trump is not a globalist. He's an America First guy. He doesn't care about the stupid globalist communist agenda. And I really feel like our country was blessed by God. I don't think that bullet missed President Trump on accident. I firmly believe that God was having mercy on this country. And perhaps it was purely for the reason that Donald Trump would take the nuclear capabilities away from Iran. Because in the Bible, God promised his people, the Israelis, the Jews, that they are his people and that no country in the world would destroy them. And if that means having Donald Trump come up and actually do something about a nuclear threat to Israel, God works in mysterious ways. But you can see him working. And another thing about the Jews. I'm getting just a little sick and tired of seeing so many people on the right, people that you'd think would have common sense, people who profess to be Christians, acting all anti-Semitic and anti-Israel. Now, I don't know what people think an ally means or an alliance means, but we happen to be in an alliance with Israel, and we have been for a very long time. And you know what it means to be in an alliance? You protect each other. You have each other's back. Israel has our back. They're the only country over there. NATO isn't helping us deal with this Iranian situation. It's been Israel the whole way. And now the Arabs in the region are all telling Donald Trump to finish the job. Don't just leave Iran. Finish those guys off. Nobody wants Iran to have nuclear weapons, not even their Arab neighbors. It's because Iran's brand of Islam is nothing more than a doomsday cult. So it makes sense that the left and people in the media would be on the side of Iran in all this, because they also share a similar cult, and it's a death cult. They both serve the same master. You always wonder, why is it that all these leftists and groups there are actually groups called Queers for Palestine, okay? Do these people even realize what Iran does to homosexuals? Have they ever opened their eyes and realized that if you're gay and you're in Iran, you're going to find yourself learning to fly off of a 10-story building very quickly if the Iranian government finds out? They don't put up with gays. The gay lobby and the people in this country think that, oh, well, Christians are so terrible and judgmental. You know what? Christians don't murder gay people. Christians try to tell them the path to heaven. We love them, and we're trying to tell them the truth so that their souls aren't eternally damned, okay? I'd call that love. Now, hate would be if we decided that we wanted to throw every gay person that we ever saw off the top of a building. That would be hateful. But we don't do that. And so for them to be so pro-Iranian, it makes absolutely no sense. And that includes feminism. Look at how many rights the women of Iran have. If you want to just go down that road. And yet, for some reason, they're all in favor of the Iranian regime. And I'll tell you what, there's only one answer to why this is going on. Because it makes no sense until you realize, maybe it's because they both serve the same master. Maybe it's because the death cult in Iran serves Satan. Just look at it that way. Otherwise, it makes absolutely no sense why all these people who are so into gay rights and everything, nobody has ever in this country tried to stifle the rights of gay people. You know? They act like, oh, their rights are in danger because Christians exist. You've never threatened their rights. You know? What they want is they want special rights. They want to have rights that nobody else has. And we just want everybody to have the same rights. Equity, fairness, stuff like that. Just because you're a man pretending to be a woman does not mean that you have the right to tell me that I have to acknowledge this lie and I have to pretend like it's true. So don't talk to me about trampling on rights. Simply look back at the COVID era and how the left was forcing everybody to take an untested and dangerous medical procedure. Otherwise, you could lose your job. You want to talk about get out of my body, or you have no right to my body? Oh, that sounds very good when they say it. Never mind the fact that an unborn baby's body is not your body. That's a separate living being. Never mind that. Never mind us wanting to have rights for little babies, too. We think that little babies deserve to have the right to live and not be snuffed out because somebody is inconvenienced. Anyway, I'm just going off and off on a tangent here. Because the hypocrisy is like never ending. And when I see these polls that such a significant number of people on the left believe that we're losing the war in Iran, do you guys even have a clue? You're living in an alternate reality. You need to wake up and face the music. But they can't. Because once they start accepting truth, then their entire worldview crumbles down around their ears. And it's not really a worldview, is it? It's kind of a religion, isn't it? It's kind of a cult. The kind of stuff that they believe and what they do. Very cult-like, isn't it? Compare the modern day left, the cultural Marxists. Compare them with, I don't know, any cult in history, and you'll see amazing similarities. But anyway, back to the anti-Semitism on the right. I've unsubscribed from quite a few conservative commentators that I used to like. Because ever since this Iran war broke out, they've been so incredibly anti-Israel, like they act like Israel is telling us what to do. That Trump's just going to war because he's a puppet of Netanyahu. It's so annoying. I like what Netanyahu had to say about that when somebody asked him that in a press conference, and he said, "Have you ever met Donald Trump? Do you really think anybody can tell Donald Trump what to do?" I thought that is such a good point. No, I think Donald Trump is probably the last person to take orders from anybody. And then on the one hand, you claim that he's this king, this all-powerful monarch who breaks the law and runs basically a dictatorship. And yet you're free to protest and call him a king and be completely nasty. And yet this king is so weak that he bows down to the will of a tiny little country in the Middle East. just try to make sense, okay? Do us all a favor and try not to sound like a 4-year-old having a spoiled temper tantrum. Because you're about as informed as a 4-year-old. In fact, I know 4-year-olds at my church that have a better understanding of the world than 99% of the people on the left. And if you're still a cultural Marxist with what's going on in the world today, then you need some help. If you're one of those people that celebrated Charlie Kirk being killed, not only do you need help, but you need to be watched carefully, because I wouldn't put somebody who celebrates Charlie Kirk's death, I wouldn't put anything past them. I certainly wouldn't let them babysit my kids. If I had kids. I wouldn't let them walk my dog. If I had one. Which hopefully I will soon. But anyway, as you can see, we are getting fairly close to being finished with the striping of the island. That's what I've been doing today, and you know what? I can't wait to stop doing it, because I'm getting a little bit tired of farming moss. And I looked into making a redstone-based machine just to produce more moss quickly. And it's just too much trouble, okay? Also, it's not nearly as fun as taking a efficiency 5 your mother to a bunch of moss and insta-mining it. For me, that's a lot more fun than pressing a lever and then letting a machine produce moss for me. Now, if I was going to be doing this to multiple islands, then maybe I'd come up with some quick and automatic way of doing it. But that's not the case. This is a one-time thing. I don't see myself needing a whole bunch of moss after this. And I'm probably going to need just a little bit more moss. I don't think I've got quite enough on this trip. But that's okay. It's not going to take much longer. As soon as I get finished placing this, we'll do a quick flyover. So we'll go ahead and speed the rest of this load up, and then we'll come back for the flyover. Okay, gotta save that one moss block because I need a moss block to continue bone mealing and making more moss, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, let's go ahead and get a little airborne here. Let's just go out here and take a little peek at how the island's looking so far and see how much we got done and how much more we need to do. Okay, here we go. Let's do a little low fly over here. Just look at that handsome striped island. We just have this little edge over here to do yet. It's not bad. Oh, by the way, this little gray dot over here, it's nothing. It's just a little lodestone compass. Or it's the lodestone part. But that's how I find this place each time. Of course, now I could find it without the lodestone compass, I'm sure. I've been out here so many times. Now we're going to have to go back and get another load. I'm guessing it's probably going to take at least 2 more shulker boxes. Would be my guess. Probably closer to 1.5, but I'm going to go ahead and fill up 2 of my shulker boxes. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. Thanks for watching, you guys. And I'll see y'all next time.